Maybe a little anti-Semitic, but I don't think anybody will notice that. And here we go. Logo's already off.
It is now.
Good. I hope
Yeah.
all of that got in.
Can
Keep it in.
I see
Can you feel it?
when I start first, I usually run out of steam quickly.
Okay.
But can I
Go ahead,
Can I
man. Do whatever you want.
it's Jerry Seinfeld.
But
As a child, I don't know if you remember this or if you shared my passion in it, but I've said we've done a lot of Halloween talk already this October, and I've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million more. I love Halloween. If there's only one Halloween fan left on Earth, that means it's me. And if there's no Halloween fans left on Earth, I'm dead somewhere.
I don't know,
think
man.
that's what they
I think
say.
I'm probably a bigger Halloween fan than you are.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's no way I'm not. It took you forever to put the decorations up at your house.
My Halloween decorations were up in August.
You didn't get them all the way up, though. You told me that they weren't all the way up.
That's not the point.
Yeah, please continue.
I don't think you're as passionate about the sport as I am.
The sport of Halloween?
Yeah.
I'll let you have this one, I guess, if you want, because
We
that's
can
how
be equally
confident I am.
as passionate.
Yeah, we can be.
You think you're more
If
passionate
on your
about-
best day,
I
on your
don't
best
think-
day,
I don't
maybe.
think that's true
On
at
your
all.
best day of best days, maybe.
I don't think that's true at all. I feel like you barely celebrate.
Matthew, I mean, I'm watching I've only watched Halloween-related
I
content.
will say,
And my whole
all right,
shit,
you know what?
my
I will
house
say,
is all Halloween.
You did come over in costume to hand out candy at my house last year. That is true.
Did you even have a costume?
Yeah, I
You don't know?
usually throw something on for the kids. I don't wear my main costume, but I usually throw something on for the
What,
kids.
like cat ears? That's a cop.
No.
What did you have last year? Because I don't remember a damn thing.
I don't remember either.
Just something
That's
to
not
think
the
about.
point.
No, it's not. But
What
it's
are
still
you
a good point.
wearing? What are you wearing to hand out this year at your house? You get treaters at your house?
Yeah, some. That's a word on the street, anyways. You know, it's the first year in the new house. However, word has already spread through the neighborhood that
you're
my
gonna have
house
full
is the
sizes?
full-size candy bar house. The guy who I live next to, who we share a driveway with, he was like, "Just so you know, I heard some kids on the sidewalk pointing to your house, being like, that's a full-size candy bar house." Because
How
I
do
guess
they know?
the people who owned the house previously also did it. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay, good.
You're carrying on the tradition.
Yeah, which is one way to put it, I guess.
Well,
but
I know you
I'm
would anyway,
carrying-
but it
exactly.
actually kind of
It's-
makes it even cooler.
It's kind of nice. I mean, they did all the promotional legwork
Yes.
for us.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sorry I keep getting away from whatever point you're trying to make. It's just that I am Halloween.
Okay,
This is Halloween.
But I'm dating this back to when we were children. Like, I had such a burning passion as a young lad to have a sick outdoor Halloween display. Like, do you remember this?
Sure. Oh, yeah. With the
Like, I was
gravestone
always, dude, I
stuff.
wanted a graveyard. I wanted the fucking fog machine rolling, the strobe light. I was so you recall my passion for this.
Now that you're saying this, yes, I definitely remember
I wanted a sick grave. Like, I wanted people to be a little spooked when they were
Yeah.
coming to our front door, which was never going to happen. But that passion has always lived on inside me, and I've been like, there's a lot of different things. One, if you remember, the biggest issue at the time of our childhood with like setting up those graveyards is the tombstones sucked. They were all like styrofoam and they had little plastic sticks.
Yeah, we had
And they
cheap
wouldn't
ones.
when it got windy, it wasn't that they would fall over. It would blow, the sticks would blow right through the stakes would blow right through the
styrofoam.
styrofoam,
So
and
it'd
it
break.
would and it would break, and then you're trying to find a new spot for the hole, and there's duct tape involved. So, but that passion has lived on inside me. So the other day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Spirit Halloween. I wonder if tombstone technology has advanced.
Has it?
So I get in there. I'm the only person in the store, and there's like 15 workers. So eyes are on me.
Yeah.
And I'm not walking in there for anything in particular at the moment. So I'm back in the tombstone section, and I'm looking around, and it's mostly the same stuff. And then I spot one, and it's nice. It's like a hard plastic material, and it says right on there like new ground installation technology, and it's got like an electronic element to it too. So I'm like, oh, okay, like what's this? And I'm looking at, so I look, and it was like $20 more than the styrofoam ones. So I'm like,
So it was $21.
no. That's the problem. The styrofoam ones, they claim also new technology. I'll get to that later.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is not a short story.
Oh my God. I don't know why I thought that it was going to be. I don't know why. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for so long. And why did I think, oh, Matthew's just going to talk about styrofoam headstones for like a few minutes, and then we'll get to some other stuff. This is going to be, people buckle up. This is going to be so long. And then
there's multiple components to the story. We're still
God.
15, 20
and
away
I feel
from
like I could still guess what the end of the story is going to be.
I don't think so.
So that's what happened. I think that's what the end of the story is going to be.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But I wanted to share in our
title.
passion.
Yeah, of course. Please.
So I'm like, ooh. So it's $20 more. It was actually $18 more. But I'm like, dude, this is going to last.
See, this is the kind of minutia that makes a great Matthew story. It was $20 more. Well, actually, it was $18 more. Now, when I was in 5th grade, I had a $20 bill, but I had bought something that cost $18. So then I had $2 more. Anyways, I'm in the Spirit Halloween store, and I got $2. Wait a second. That's not right.
No. But
But it's $18 more.
So I'm looking at. I see. This is why.
I know, I'm
because
sorry.
you're
I'm
the
done.
one fucking me up.
You're right.
I had a point. There was a point, and now there's no point.
I'm going to
because you're
sit
bouncing
on my
all
hands,
over.
and I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know. So I find that one, and there's a bunch of other styrofoam ones, and then I find like another like hard plastic one, and I'm like, okay. And my thought process is, again, this is what you're making fun of me for, but when we were children, we would get like 2 every year or whatever, but they would just, and like, so I would have more, but the old ones would just get shittier because I kept having to try to figure out where to, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I'll get these 2. It's not that much money. And I'll like build on the collection. I'll check around to see if they have any more. So I had the 2, and then I find 2 more. And the 2 more so the first 2, the hard plastic ones, battery operated. Then I find 2 more, no battery component, but they are exact replicas of tombstones from Hocus Pocus.
Whoa.
And they're like the hard plastic material
Yeah.
with the new installation method. So I'm like, boom, I'm getting these also.
Who are they? Is it the Bink sister and the
Yes.
other guy? Or
The one is the
fella
Bink sister.
who comes out of the Benny Bones or whatever the fuck his name
No,
is.
the one is the Bink sister.
Those are cool, though.
Emily Binks is the
Yeah.
one. And the other one. Yeah, I think so. William. I think that's who it
Yeah,
is,
right.
yeah. So now I'm like, fuck, like I can't. They're pretty big because they're like a heavier plastic too. They're not styrofoam ones, so I'm like, fuck, I can't carry these. So I set my 4 tombstones like in a pile on the ground. And again, I'm the only fucking person in this store. So I'm walking up. I'm like, they gotta have carts or something, right? And this is again a nuance to the story, but it's a key nuance for later in the event.
I'm not saying
They
that.
didn't have. Yeah, see, now you're ruining the story because you're making me explain my thought process to how I'm bouncing around.
Don't
All right,
worry about
all
me.
right,
Don't
all right,
worry
all right.
about me.
So I'm going looking for a cart. No carts. They had baskets. And I'm like, well, that's not really going to help me. But I look, and the baskets, although they're only basket size, have a pull-out handle and have wheels on them. So I bring this puppy to the back. And as I'm walking to the back, there's a guy back there, a worker. And he's like, are these your tombstones? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I thought somebody just left them here. I'm like, dude, I'm the only fucking person in the store. Don't touch my tombstones. Because there wasn't additional stock, right? Like I was picking and pulling from like behind other tombstones, finding these puppies. So boom, stack them all up. So I stack them on the cart almost like a dolly, right? So they're like leaning against the side, pretty rickety. I'm kind of going slow, but I'm the only person in the store, which kind of makes it worse because I don't want them to fall. So I'm kind of like walking backwards, like looking over my shoulder. And I walk through this one section. And I intentionally walked through the section just because I wanted to peek, because it's where they had all the, like not for tombstones, but just I like looking. It's where they have all the like movie-related stuff for the most part. Because it's where all the Haunted Mansion stuff and the Harry Potter, like decor, not costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boom, I see another tombstone from the Haunted Mansion, like one of the ones from the ride. Like, it's Here Lies Good Old Fred.
A big old rock
fell on his head. Yeah. So I'm like, I got to get old Fred.
You got to get the
So
Fred.
I stack him on top. So now I got 5 tombstones. I'm wheeling through this fucking spirit, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, five tombstones is almost a graveyard. And in my head, I'm like, I know exactly where that little, like, I have the sidewalk to my door and there's that little patch of grass. I'm like, that's 5 tombstones. That's a graveyard right there.
Yeah.
Maybe I throw a couple add-ons in too. So I'm like, if I'm gonna have a graveyard, like, I gotta get some fog.
You got to get some fog.
So I go, and there's 2 different kinds of fog machines. There's like a fog machine, and then there's one that's called a low-lying fog machine. And I think that it pumps out fog that stays low to the ground.
Yeah.
I think, because you have to buy low-lying fog for it too, which I did.
Jesus.
So now I got a cart, a basket with wheels full of 5 tombstones, a giant low-lying fog machine, and a gallon of low-lying fog smoke. And I'm crawling up to the front of the line. Again, at this point, I'm the only person in the store. So I get to the front. It turns out I'm no longer the only person in the store. There's 3 women, and this one woman in a bathrobe. I don't know the scenario. I don't know if it was like grandma, daughter, granddaughter, or like mom, double daughter. I don't know. It was hard to tell the age demographic. But the oldest woman in bathrobe is going ballistic. There's like actual numbers, 6 workers at the counter, and she's screaming at all of them, like just across the counter, because she wants the youngest girl is trying to return a costume, and they won't let her return it. They're saying there's no returns, only exchanges or something like that.
Yeah.
But the woman is yelling, saying, no, you told her you could return this. I want my money back, blah, blah, blah. And they're going back and forth. And the one guy is just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's exchanges only. Like, it says it on the receipt, blah, blah, blah. And so she's going nuts. She's like, I got to speak to a manager act. So this one woman who was kind of off to the side, minding her own P's and Q's, jumps in and is like, I'm the store manager. We can't accept a return. We can't give you money back. We can only exchange. And I don't know what started the yelling and screaming. Like, I don't know if the costume was opened or you know what I mean. Like, I don't know the scenario. So then the woman starts freaking out on the manager, and finally the manager loses her shit.
No way.
Oh yeah, snaps right back on the woman, and she's like, I'm not even on the clock right now. Like, I'm supposed to be at home. Like take your costume and like get out of here, or I'm calling the cops. We can't do a return. Like, I don't own Spirit Halloween. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not Mrs. Spirit. It says it on the receipt.
The woman goes even more ballistic. Like, you better not talk to me like that. Like, you don't want to find out what happens if you're going to talk to me like that. And again, Andy, I'm standing in the line, Spirit Halloween, basket held up by the back arm, supporting 5 giant tombstones, giant fog machine in my hand, gallon of low-lying fog smoke.
Oh.
And I'm sitting here watching this fucking ordeal go down. And the woman's like, why did somebody tell her that she could do a return if she can't do a return? And the manager's like saying that. And then the middle-aged, like the middle-tier woman steps in and it was like, if you're not on the clock, like, why the F are you talking to us? Like, just get out of here, then we'll talk to somebody else. And everybody else is like, you already talked to us. We told you the same thing pretty much. And the woman's like, then the older woman, the bathrobe lady again, is like, if you're going to call the cops, like, I'll give you a reason to call the cops. Like, I'm going to start flipping shelves and stuff like that. And like, they're going ballistic. And finally they tell the manager, like, if you're not on the clock, then why are you talking to us? And finally the manager's like, okay, then I'm okay, and just like walks away. And then so there's like 4 people at the counter still, and they're not addressing like the 3 women that were freaking out about the costume. The 3, well, so they kind of are. So the one guy, the original guy that was telling him like, sorry, I don't know what to do here. They're like, so are you going to do something for us or no? And he's like, I just told you. Like, he's like, you can call the number on the bottom of the receipt if you have an issue. And the woman's like, I already tried calling that number. Like, it was bullshit. Like, they couldn't help me. Like, blah, blah, blah. And so as that conversation is going on, there's a girl standing directly next to him behind the counter. And she's like, I can take the next customer. And again, just me in the store. And this ordeal is still going on. And it's like, there's 4 computers, but the woman that's asking me to come check out is like the computer that these people are like addressing this guy at. And I'm struggling to hold this stuff at this point, right? And I'm like, no. Like, I didn't say no, but she said like, I can help, who's next? And I just looked at her and like I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near whatever's happening.
Your Honor, I refuse to approach the bench.
So finally, like, she says it to me again, and I still like don't move. I didn't act like I didn't hear. I made her it clear, like, I hear you, but I'm good for right now. Like, I still have a few minutes of grip strength left. I'm gonna wait and see how this plays out. So the 3 women, then the youngest one grabs the bathrobe lady is like, grab that costume, like, make sure you keep that costume because we're getting our money back. And then they're kind of like standing there, like 5 feet off the counter, like in a little huddle, like, but saying out loud, like, that they're still complaining out loud for everybody to hear, the workers and me, that is. And so I go up there and I like put the low-lying fog machine down, and then I put the and then like one by one I'm stacking the tombstones up, and the woman is like holding the tombstones while the guy's like scanning them. And bad timing on this part, but I say to the guy, I'm like, hey, this specific box fog machine is marked at $10 less. It looks like it was like an open box, like return. Like, is that the case?
Oh, no.
And the woman's like, yeah, but it should still work and everything. And I'm like, okay, like, if I take it home and it doesn't work, can I return it? And she's like, and I'm laughing as I'm saying this. And she's like, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So then my total pops up, and it was way more money than I was planning on spending when I walk in here. And again, like, this is all going through my head because I'm about to spend a large quantity of money. And this woman behind me is freaking out over what I can only assume is like a $30 costume. And again, like, $30 on a costume.
That's not nothing.
No, it's not nothing. But like, so now I'm kind of like, like, cause like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, this just keeps getting a little bit more tense. And so I'm done checking out, and now I gotta restack my I gotta get my tombstones and my fog machine to my truck. And so I quickly restack them and just like scurry past the huddle that's on my right now. And I'm like trying to hold on. Right as I get to the last automatic door, boom, my tombstones go crumbling. And the automatic door's closing, boom, boom, on my tombstone. So I'm like scrambling. These women are still here freaking out. I get it all like chucked in my truck. Everything worked out okay with the exception of there's like a plastic bell thing that goes on a hook on one of my tombstones, and it doesn't actually ring. The ring comes from like the sound, the electric box. But it does like go back and forth, so it's supposed to look like the bell's ringing, but I got no bell. I don't know if it's it was rolling on the ground somewhere, but
That sucks.
I wasn't going back.
No way.
So I'm just bell-less for now. I don't know. Bottom line is, to your point, that's pretty much the whole story, but I bought all these this is the punchline that you're waiting for. I bought all these tombstones. I spent a ridiculous amount of money. I went through this somewhat traumatic experience, and I set up the graveyard, and it's just so disappointing.
No! Oh, Matthew.
Like, I need to reconfigure. Like, I need to spread them out more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's, you know what? That's
like,
a classic
I'm like-
graveyard blunder.
Because you want it to be, like, full.
I get it.
But
It's
when they're-
literally, it's that John Mulaney happy birthday sign joke, right? Where he's like, start off with a big-ass H, and by the time when
Yeah.
you're writing happy birthday for somebody. Yeah, that's same.
So, like,
Same thing
I
with
went through all
Tombstone.
that, and then I went home and, like, it was pitch black, and I'm, like, pounding stakes into the
You're
ground.
a regular gravedigger.
And looked at it the next morning. I'm like, this is depressing.
Oh,
If people knew how much money I spent on that graveyard as they're walking by, they'd be like, that guy's a sucker. But I'm going to rearrange before Halloween. I'm going to rearrange. I'm going to spread out. I bought so that was the other thing. I was looking at like light fixtures. So I didn't buy like strobe lights or anything. I thought they'd be more expensive, but I did buy little like solar powered like floodlights that like garden ones that you stick in the ground. That I'm going to use to like illuminate from the front, and then I'm going to have the low rolling fog hitting it from the back.
Nice.
And then I'm going to have a little like playing on the speaker, and it's going to work.
It'll work. Yeah, man, that's so funny. Because there is such a, I mean, obviously there's a big difference between a costume and a fog machine, but that's like the kind of thing that woman is not gonna understand the difference
No.
there. So if she had heard you, oh my God, that place would be in cinders right now. It'd be ashes. That whole Spirit Halloween.
They were still in there when I left, and I was the only, like I said, I was the only other customer, so it was only getting worse. I would have to assume.
I mean,
I should have. If I had I wish I had like a police scanner because I would have loved to hear that call come through, like just to see if they actually had to call the cops.
Yeah, units needed at Spirit Halloween again.
And if I wasn't feeling so like I got to get out of here, I would have hung. If there was other people in the store, and like I wasn't in that situation, I probably one would have hung around to see what happened, and two, that probably would have resulted in me still having my bell.
Yeah.
So actually, the moral of the story: fuck everybody else for not being at Spirit Halloween that day.
Okay, we let you down. The bathrobe. That's
The one
one of the
right
things
there,
that
too.
bothers me the most.
Yeah.
If I were going to try and get a return, which I would never, if it says on the receipt, I would never try to get a return. But if I was going to,
I don't
wear
know
a
if it
suit.
says it on the receipt.
I'd
That
come
was just
very
a
polite.
conversation.
I'm just saying. It's probably on there.
But also, like,
You can't wear a bathrobe to any kind of situation like that.
no,
You
I
gotta
agree.
dress your
Yeah,
best. You're doing yourself a disservice right away.
Yeah, there's a couple other things that could probably be worse.
Court?
No, I mean to wear.
To wear? I can't
Like-
think of, honestly, I can't think of much. Because I mean, bathrobe, pajama pants, that's the same situation. But if
There
Spirit
might have been
Halloween,
slippers involved too.
if Spirit Halloween banned pajama pants, they would make no money. They would lose so much business. They would. I mean, there's a company that's only around for a couple months out of the year, and they would be bankrupt if
I heard
they said no pajamas.
I think this is an internet. I think I got duped on the internet, but there was a lot of buzz that all Spirit Halloweens after like November 1st were going to flip to be Spirit Christmases now.
I've heard that there's going to be a new Spirit Christmas store. I don't know if everything's going to flip like that. I guess they probably would.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm just saying.
So
Man.
Spirit's really getting into the holiday game in general.
Which is not a bad idea, you know?
Spirit St. Patrick's Day.
You're going to
Spirit
fill a
St.
whole
Patrick.
store with St. Patrick stuff?
Hell yeah. Spirit
You can only name 3 holidays.
Columbus Day. No, I was trying to think of like you know what I mean?
Spirit Indigenous People
Yeah,
Day, I
that's
think
why
what you
I
mean.
froze
I
up
think
on.
that's what you mean, man.
Because at first I was gonna go Memorial, and then I was like, well, there's purpose, and then I was gonna go, and then my brain went to Columbus. I was
Right.
like, it's not Columbus Day anymore. It's Indigenous Folks
Yeah,
Day.
yeah. No way, sir.
Indigenous peeps.
Folks, spooky season is still in full swing. It's not too late to get those Halloween Oreos, okay? I've been craving them. I've been dying for them, all right? And you don't need to go to the store scouring the moms to try and get your hands on some. You can use Instacart. You can get Halloween Oreos or some of your favorite products from some of your favorite other local stores, but we know you're getting the Halloween Oreos delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour when you use Instacart. But the best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on the first order of $10 or more. I mean, that's
how much do Halloween Oreos cost? A pack of them. I'm going to say $3, $3.99 maybe. So obviously you're going to get more than one pack at a time because you need to store them up for the season to come. So you get 3 on your first order. Bing, bang, boom. You're set for just about the rest of the spooky season, folks, okay? All you have to do to get that free delivery is hit the link in this episode description. Start making your life a little easier on yourself and use Instacart today. Folks, you want to do something nice for yourself, okay? Something that you're going to like, something that you're going to enjoy. Why don't you check out all the great merch that we've got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Hoodies, mugs, t-shirts, bucket hats, notebooks, fanny packs, slides, baseball hats, pint glasses, mugs, zip-up hoodies? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really like those, so I'm not sure if we sell any of them because I don't know. I don't even like seeing them. I feel bad peddling something that I can't stand by. The rest of this stuff, though, I 100% do. This is not that cheap shit you're getting from other folks, okay? The t-shirts especially. Tri-blend material. You already know what the deal is. So hit the link in this episode description. Check that out. Get yourself something that's going to make you look good, make you feel good. snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this show, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners, not just in the Buffalo area, but also beyond. Large companies are getting, podcasting, everybody, that's the thing. Podcasting, everybody knows what it is now. It's happening so quickly, and with that has come the advertising dollars, folks, okay? McDonald's is advertising on podcasts. State Farm is advertising on podcasts. It's become a legitimate form of media for companies to sell their products on, and it's become very effective in that. Forbes has done several articles on it, and you can find a lot of evidence out there, which is great. It's cool to see legacy companies like McDonald's, place with huge advertising budgets, move into the podcast ad space. But the problem is that not enough small businesses or even local businesses have been able to get in on the action because there maybe has been no space, or maybe they're just not aware of how effective this podcast advertising can actually be, the way that these large companies are now fully aware of. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits of podcast advertising, hit us up, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. Thanks for coming to watch Poltergeist with me,
Dude.
That was a lot of fun.
I'll talk a little geisty with you too.
I would love to, because I want to know, one of the things that you said was, would you cast that woman? The woman who comes in as the medium. Let me pull her up, actually. Go ahead, continue.
She looks you know what she looks like? Is it Chowder's mom?
It's Endive. No, not Endive. Truffle from Chowder.
Is that who it is? Will you give me a look-up of Truffle from
I will.
Chowder
So
as
this
well?
is the woman from Poltergeist. Oh, my God. Sorry, this is so bad.
Yeah.
And then... Truffle Chowder. Bang. And that's Truffle from Chowder.
Yeah, maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
It's got that's not who you're thinking of?
Maybe it's not from Chowder, but no. So I think that if it's one or the other. The problem is her voice mixed with her look is a little bit. She's like a cartoon to me.
This woman?
And her voice is so high pitched.
Yeah, but it's so good. I think it works so well for that character. Because when you were watching it, you were like, would you have cast this woman in this role? And I was like, absolutely. Because it was that scene.
I don't think so.
When,
go to the light. And he's like, no, I told you. You said don't go to the light. And she's like,
so good.
go to the light.
That's a pretty good impression of her, honestly.
Yeah.
That's not that bad. But I think I always forget that she's in that part of the movie. And she knocks it out of the park every time.
Also, yeah, I don't know. I don't love her for that role. I think I would have made her
Too
creepier.
But that's kind of why I like it. But that's the whole thing about that movie in general is there's a lot of creepiness, but it's not super overt. There's so much
I
of the
remember it
creepiness in the
being a lot
situation.
scarier. Like I
thought
said,
it was
when I
still
was
pretty scary. Oh,
watching
yeah.
it eating a bag of sweet and spicy chili Doritos and drinking a Mountain Holler.
I mean, when you're a kid and you're truly, just fully identifying with the little boy in that movie, it's like, yeah, I don't want to get eaten by a tree.
Yeah. So I still like that movie.
Yeah, it's
Here's the
great.
problem when we watched it. I almost requested about halfway through, like, hey, can we shut the side lamp down?
Yeah.
I should have.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it before, so like in parts that I knew what happened, since I wasn't in the spookiness of it, I was like I wasn't necessarily involved. I was checking scores.
Yeah.
I didn't allow because it was the light didn't allow me to
be fully
submerge
immersed.
myself.
Sure.
But here's some other key points about that movie. I don't know which order I want to go in. I think this order. One, when they come back from like the other side or whatever it is, you know, why are they so covered in sludge?
It's ectoplasm, dude.
Ectoplasm?
Yeah, that's the subtext. Is it's ectoplasm, clearly.
Are you just inferring that it's ectoplasm?
Yeah, but I'm inferring correctly.
I mean, there's just a lot. I mean, they are covered
Well,
in
yeah,
sludge,
that
dude.
that girl was in there. That's the thing about Poltergeist that's the thing that really hit me this time watching around. And I wanted to talk about The Exorcist because I watched it as well. But something that those movies have in common for me is, this movie's like 90 minutes long or whatever. It's like a perfect runtime. And when I think about that, when I think about Poltergeist and I think about The Exorcist, I think about them just as like a singular event just kind of happening. But when you're watching this movie, you got to realize like this kind of takes place over the course of like at least weeks, if not months.
Yeah.
Like these people are living in this for a long time.
Yep.
And
sure.
that really
Which
is crazy.
another component to that is when the dad stops going to work and he's like, I got the flu. Like how fucking long did this guy have the flu? But this actually kind of ties into my last point. Like he's this unbelievable salesman for this company, right? Like they're willing to give him a new house.
Yeah.
But it would be right on the fucking backyard of another graveyard kind of thing. So obviously that starts to fire him up. But to me that shows he probably does pretty well financially. I know the house got cleaned, right? Like she says this house is clean.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck would you risk it? Like, why is that not the first thing you do is like, hey, we're going to a hotel and we'll get our shit moved out from here. Like, the dad's not there. The older sister's not there. And the mom lets the kids play in the room by themselves while she fucking takes a bath and dyes her hair. Like, not a fucking chance. I would never, be in that. Like, even if you tell me it's clean, I'm like, okay, that's great for the next person that lives here. I'm fucking out.
That's a really good point.
And two, to then leave the kids alone in the room.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you know what? It was the 80s, man. It was a different time. We
Yeah,
were
I guess
riding
that's
bikes
true.
without helmets. Our parents were
And
smoking
then, like-
cigarettes in the car with us.
And then, like, I mean, I know their house was obviously, like, that house was obviously, like,
That was the epicenter of
Epicenter.
paranormal activity.
but then, like, when everything starts going crazy that night, I'm like, the fucking whole neighborhood, like,
Yeah.
fucking shit's blowing up and stuff. And their house just disappears.
Yeah.
How is there nobody else even got a sniff of a haunting?
No, I think that they were focusing on that house. Maybe because something with that tree, because that tree was obviously a fucking creepy ass tree.
that tree's
Oh no,
creepy.
it was because they were digging the pool.
Oh yeah.
That's why it was. See, it's an airtight movie. Nice try.
That's
Nice
true.
try, folks.
But yeah. But then it happens to the whole neighborhood goes up.
Yeah, because I think at that point the craziness, everything's
That
been,
fucking monster
It's
guy,
all
that
been-
skeleton guy.
dude. I forget about that thing every time too. That weird dog thing.
But like he's got no sludge. He's
Freaky.
sludge free.
because dude, ectoplasm is.
I guess I don't understand.
you don't
the
understand
science of
ectoplasm. You just don't understand ectoscience. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention something else about The Exorcist too.
Yes.
this is only the second time I've watched that movie, and it's so scary. Like,
The Exorcist is freaky.
The Exorcist is
Like,
probably the scariest movie.
Poltergeist isn't that scary.
No, it's creepy, but it's still very cool.
And it's just like
Exorcist?
that skeleton guy's not really scary. Like it's
Yeah.
it's older. It's an old scary movie. Like there's not great like
Exorcist
CGI
is
stuff.
even older than that, though,
But
right?
that movie's freaky because there's not really much CGI that goes into.
Yeah,
that.
well, CGI wasn't even around.
Yeah,
but there's
whatever
not
the-
even like any crazy special effects
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
Like all the
special
special
effects. What I was talking
effects
is
are
what I
either like
mean.
pretty tame, but still
Yeah.
very potent in as far as like the emotional reaction to them. But dude, I'll tell you, I mean, there was some stuff that I totally forgot about, like
That
when they're
movie's
doing
freaky.
surgery on her brain or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was super fucked up. And there's stuff where, I mean, listen, you know me, I'm not like a conservative kind of guy really or anything when it comes to movies, but there's some stuff in there where even as I was like, oh fellas, I don't know if we should be doing this. Come on now,
Yeah, The
guys.
Exorcist is a
But
freaky
it's
one.
fucking crazy. But I'll tell you what, the guy who plays the priest is the coolest priest in the world. He's fucking boxing. He's getting hammered. He's smoking so many cigarettes, and
That was just the times.
he's a Jesuit, by the way, too.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Jezzies.
him. I was like, oh, now it all makes sense why
Yeah.
he's the coolest guy. But he,
I'm
you
a
know,
Jezzy. My boy's a Jezzy.
I mean, he's the man. He,
I'm not a Jezzy.
you know, there's the part where he's doing like mass, and there's that thing. You know, when we had to go to church as kids, and there was that prayer that like it was like the wrap up prayer. It's not like the very last one, but it's like when you heard it, it's like okay, we're getting ready to go.
The Halo theme song prayer.
It's take this and eat it, all of you.
Yeah, before first communion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
This
has
is
to
my body.
do. Yeah, this is my body.
Yeah.
He has to do that, and I mean, imagine how many times we had to hear that exact prayer in church. I never heard anybody say it like that. Like I was
Nobody
like,
hits it
damn,
quite like him.
that guy was good. Cool ass priest, dude, undefeated to this day. Still, we got to do the who would win, huh?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, but you cue it up because you know
No, you got to cue it.
I don't remember what the other guy's name is. Larry Lebenstein.
All right, I'll fucking.
Hold
cue
on,
it
I'll
up,
do it.
dude.
I'll do
No,
it. I'll do it.
I've
Nope.
never done it
Actually,
before.
I'm gonna do it fast. No, you've done it once before.
All right, this week's Who Would Win of the Week is Ari Gold from Entourage, notorious agent of talent, versus Louis Litt from Suits.
What a matchup! What a great matchup.
Let me take a sip of water.
Yeah, please. I know you're about to go off.
So here's what I'll say is Louis Litt is a polarizing figure in the show.
Mhm.
Like I feel like and it swings too. Like sometimes people love him, sometimes people will hate him. But Louis Litt gets shit done the right way most of the time. And he does it like aggressively. Like he will fuck somebody else over, but he won't go outside the lines for the most part. Like he's by the book, but he aggressively like gets shit done. And that's sometimes why people love him or hate him, because like he doesn't like when people break the rules, but he's a hard ass. Like he rips into kids not interns, like whatever, like
Paralegals, stuff like that.
not even so much but like not first year like law students, but like right after, like early apprentices. I don't know what the word is.
Okay.
We'll call them apprentices.
Yeah.
Like he fucking lights these apprentices up and he makes them do like all this shitty stuff. Like he is, and he's nails. Like he'll get shit done. The problem is in his show, at least like through the early seasons, one of his big downfalls, and the reason that Harvey Specter like is always on top of him, is because he doesn't break the rules enough. Like he won't go outside the lines. Whereas in that game, people that are going to get shit done are going to go outside the lines. And that's where I think this becomes a slight issue in his matchup with Ari Gold. Is like Ari Gold's never even seen a line. He doesn't even know what a line is, brother. Here's the thing. When they get in the ring, they would have the greatest fuck you match of all time. like the chirps back and forth would be world changing. The fuck you match that these two would have together, because Louis Litt's thing is like you just got lit up, which like that's the thing. He's kind of like a dorky kid, like that follows the rules, but he's a really good lawyer.
Yeah.
In the show, and like he's also a hard ass. But like again, then you got the Ari Golds of the world, who is like hot wife, popular guy, like gets into every party, like does whatever he wants. And Louis Litt like wins cases, but like he does it because he grinds and like because he's good at like I don't know what the word is, like looking back into like records, like he'll find numbers and shit like that.
Finding precedent for cases.
No, like into like people's file, like the people that he's looking into his file. Yeah,
okay.
like he's good at like he'll find.
He's connecting the dots.
Yeah, he connects the dots. Whereas Ari Gold's like, I don't give a fuck about the dots. I'm gonna get shit done. I'll figure out after the fact, and then I'll put out the fire.
Yeah, right.
3 years later or whatever. Louis Litt is the guy who figures out how he put out the fire. Like, no, I know you are the one who put out the fire. I'm bringing you justice for this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that part of it, I think, does give Louis a bit of an advantage. But Ari Gold, I mean, he's Ari Gold. Like, he's gonna continue to like push Louis Litt to his button, because Louis Litt gets pissed too. He is short tempered.
Yeah.
And so is Ari, but Ari will really step on that throttle. They will be all time fuck you matches. What this would be to start. I personally think Ari Gold takes it after the fact.
I think so too. I mean, even though these guys are as ruthless as you can be in their individual businesses, Ari Gold plays dirty, and you can't stop him from playing dirty.
Nope.
That's the other thing. You know, we can have all the refs in the world in this match, however you want to put it together. Ari's gonna find a way to win.
Because winners win.
By any means necessary.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Any means necessary. And Litt doesn't he can't push himself over that extra little line like that.
It's hard to say that he doesn't, because he kind of does, but also he doesn't. Like, that's his big thing with Harvey Specter. The reason he hates Harvey or whatever, especially to start the show, is because like Harvey does whatever he wants. He doesn't play by the rules, and he doesn't ask. He's a big ask for forgiveness, not permission kind of guy. But that always gives him a one-up. That always gives Harvey a one-up on Louis. So, I mean, Louis is a big dude too. I don't think he's necessarily in the best fighting shape, but I'm giving it to Ari Gold.
Yeah, it's Ari.
It's Ari. I love that fight though. I would love to see a fuck you match, like even like a scripted TV, like that's sick. That would be a sick. If we were still in the age of crossovers, that would be a sick crossover.
That'd be cool.
That's all I got. Vote on that on Instagram. Clean sweep for Ari Gold over Louis Litt. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week?
Bang.
Andy, what else you got for me?
Nothing.
Closing arguments.
You got to get out of here?
Yeah, I do. We're gonna cut a little short. A lot of Halloween talk today, though.
Good.
What else? You got one thing for me?
No, I mean nothing that's gonna be great. I don't think. Yeah, I wrote down some stupid stuff.
Oh, come
Nothing
on,
fun.
give me one.
All right.
What's your favorite one?
God, this is from weeks and weeks ago, actually. But you remember that sub that blew up with all those rich people going to find the Titanic?
Yes.
It got released that the final communication to the sub was like them saying, "All good here." Direct quote from the Titanic sub, and then they exploded.
Not all good.
Not all good.
That sucks. At least hopefully it was like instant for the people's sake, I guess, right? If you're gonna
Dude,
look at
I
it,
don't
like-
know. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
That the kind of. I mean, maybe it was quick, but dying with that sort of like pressure
But
on you, that's.
But
one
I
of
don't.
my
I
worst
think it
fears.
would just be like.
I know, but it doesn't matter. It'd be so scary. Just the build
I don't
up
think
to that
you would
kind of
have
pressure.
time to be scared.
You would feel something.
I don't
though.
think
you would
so.
feel something. I
don't think so.
I think you'd
I don't.
feel just a little tug at the back, like, oh, pressure's built. Bam, just like that. Like you might even not have time to process it, but you'd feel it for a second. I think that's the way it would go, and that would suck. Dying at the bottom of the ocean.
So that's a morbid way to end the show.
That's kind of cool, actually.
No.
It's kind of cool.
New season of Outer Banks. Check it out.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe they're still
Season
making
4.
that show. I was gonna say
It's good too.
Okay, cool.
Blackbeard.
The pirate. What's his
Arg.
real name? Like Ernest something.
They
It's
say
something
in
like
the
that.
show.
That's
Edward.
cool.
Edward.
Yeah. Old Eddie Blackbeard.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Shout out Blackbeard. Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.